A very good morning. EURUSD pushed up higher once again in towards the highs following the overall daily and 4-hour order flow. As we can see here on the chart, the daily area of demand has pushed the market up higher as anticipated, which is in line with one, the overall daily swing structure, which is from this low in towards this high, and number two, from out the daily fractal structure, which is from this fractal low in towards this fractal high. Now, based here on the fractal structure, the market retraced that down into discount pricing and in towards these two daily imbalance candles, which broke market structure. Now, at this point in time, once the market retraces into daily demand and into the daily discount and into or in line with the overall daily order flow and daily swing structure, then obviously you're always going to be looking for longs. Now, what is then the confirmation that the market is ready to push up higher? Well, one, obviously pulling back in towards an area of daily demand, but number two, also being bullish on the 4-hour. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, you can very clearly see that after grabbing liquidity, which was positioned underneath these lows over here, the market saw a massive liquidation event. Now, after this massive liquidation event, retracing in towards discount, taking out that liquidity and being bullish also based on the 4-hour time frame, you can then anticipate that the market is ready to continue up higher. Now, the overall confirmation came here after the first 4-hour fractal break, but if that is not enough, then take the second one. The second retraced into these imbalance candles, which broke the market structure, and from there we continued pushing up higher. Now, from that moment onwards, the market just continues to push and push, and as we can see yesterday, once we retraced in towards this area of 4-hour demand, which again I highlighted as a very strong area of demand. Well, why was it a very strong area of demand? Because the overall push down here before pushing up took out these lows, so it liquidated with this wick before forming. Therefore, it is a stronger than normal area of demand. Now, in towards today, we can now see that the market has retraced again in towards 4-hour order flow. This for now is our area in which we want to be looking for longs. Now, as you can see, we are currently positioned within that 4-hour demand zone. So from here, I'll be looking for further upside continuation, ultimately back up in towards this high over here. Do keep in mind that we have the monthly open, which is a natural area of support and resistance, which could cause another push in towards the downside. But overall, it is looking good here based on all time frames. So first of all, daily time frame, swing bullish, fractal bullish. And obviously it has already retraced into discount pricing. So again, swing bullish, fractal bullish, retraced into discount, retraced into daily demand, and now it should continue to push up higher, go down into the 4-hour time frame, and all you should be doing is following the over 4-hour order flow. As you can see, buy up, sell down, buy up, sell down, buy up, sell down, buy up, sell down, and now we're just looking for the next buy up. However, do keep in mind that at some point in time, more often than not, after consistent fractal breaks in towards the upside, there will be somewhat of a liquidation event before continuing up higher. So if the market does retrace down lower, for example, into this demand zone, then again, I'll just be waiting for a 4-hour fractal shift to then again look for longs. But again, on the lower time frame, if there is already confirmation to go long, you can already start looking for those long opportunities. For now, I do see this as a area of resistance, this area of supply that could potentially cause another pushing towards the downside. But once we break that, I'll be looking again to trade with the momentum in towards a new higher high and towards 1.20. Going into the dollar index, we can clearly see here that the dollar has continued to sell off and has provided us with a daily bearish fractal break. This is interesting because now the weekly is fractal bearish, first of all. So as we can clearly see, buy before the strong sell down. Then daily time frame is also fractal bearish now. So all time frames pretty much align again in the fractal structure or in the sense of fractal structure. For now and today, this is 4-hour supply over here. And that should continue to push the market down lower to eventually take out these ascending lows. Now, today is a massive day for the euro, by the way, and it could cause the dollar to move as well, as we have interest rate decisions in the eurozone. So keep an eye on that. And furthermore, we also have PMI, which is the manufacturing index, which shows a lot about the manufacturing industry. So yeah, keep an eye on that as well. A lot of news today, but overall momentum is still in towards the downside. Daily supply has held. 4-hour swing structure is still bearish from this high towards this low, and the overall momentum is down. So I would not yet be looking for longs whatsoever, or I'm not looking for longs whatsoever at the moment. I do see us potentially retracing back up in towards this supply zone over here, and then a potential retrace trade could come once we break the current fractal high here on the 4-hour time frame, and then maybe like some short-term longs over there. Now, moving onwards into AUD/USD, we can see that AU is pushing up higher overall here on the daily time frame. Again, another daily fractal break, meaning that this is pretty much your sell before the buy up. That is currently in control. Overall, if we look at this from a daily perspective, we can see the momentum is still up. No bearish confirmation yesterday for any shorts whatsoever, also not from this area of supply. The overall market structure remains bullish, so then we stay out of that short bias, and now that the daily fractal is bullish again, we can continue looking for longs once we retrace back down in towards that area of daily demand and trade in line with the overall daily order flow back up towards this blue dotted line. So keep an eye open for those longs on AUD/USD. Obviously, we've had an overextended run in towards the upside, so somewhat of a pullback / retracement might be valid. Looking at GU, we can see that GU has retraced into daily supply. This for me is kind of like a hedge on EURUSD. Overall, a beautiful push up in towards this area of supply, and as we can see on the 4-hour time frame, again, until now, the overall 4-hour fractal structure just remains bullish between this low and this high. Now, looking at this from a daily perspective, obviously this is the riskier overall sell to take, because the overall structure is still bullish. We haven't, for example, seen a candle close underneath this overall low here on the daily time frame, meaning that the overall market structure still remains bullish. However, we do have bearish daily fractal structure, and also on the weekly time frame, we have seen a weekly fractal break, and we've now retraced into this weekly imbalance candle as well, which is a strong weekly imbalance because it took out this overall swing high. Therefore, I do see potential for GU to fall down lower and it to act as a hedge against those EURUSD longs. So for now, looking here at the daily time frame, we're inside these daily imbalance candles. The daily fractal is bearish, the weekly is fractal bearish. So now keep an eye on the 4-hour time frame and try to identify any potential confirmation that that short actually wants to play out. As you know from yesterday's video, I highlighted this as our liquidity high, and that could already be ready to push the market down lower. I would prefer to see one more buy up and then the change of character here with a little bit more confirmation like that, because for now the 4-hour fractal low is all the way here, so you have to be then a little bit more aggressive and, for example, trade the 1-hour time frame, and then you would be looking at, for example, selling from this area of supply. However, this is a little bit more aggressive due to the 4-hour fractal structure still being bullish. Now, going into NZD/USD, we can see that NU has continued to push up higher, still bullish on this, as it is clear that after this break of structure, the market retraced into discount pricing over here. So we retraced all the way back down into discount, and from there we've continued to push up higher in line with what is now 4-hour fractal structure. So follow, simply said, the overall order flow to eventually take out these descending highs. Now, going into dollar Swiss, dollar yen, and gold. So dollar Swiss itself has been consolidating as of yesterday. This remains bearish, and I don't see any potential upside just yet. It is at a monthly level, so it could cause somewhat of a bounce. But for now, the daily fractal structure remains bearish in between the fractal high and the fractal low. The overall swing remains bearish as well. So keep an eye on further downside. Preferably, we would see somewhat of a manipulation up higher before looking for the next sell down. Going into dollar yen itself has continued to trickle down lower and lower. You guys know what I'm waiting for. That is, simply said, the overall daily fractal breakdown. So current fractal low, once that breaks, then I'll be looking for some more shorts. Overall here on the weekly time frame, we can see that the weekly fractal is still bearish from this high in towards this low. We have equal lows also over here. So we're just looking for the market, after taking out these two descending highs, to continue pushing down lower. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, it's a little bit messy overall, but I do see there for potential to push down lower. However, the bearish momentum for now is a little bit weak. We have some fractal breaks down, but not with a lot of momentum. So therefore, I'll be waiting for the daily fractal to break. If that breaks, then wait for the retracement up higher, and then we look for us to, for example, take out some highs, manipulate a bit, and then look for some shorts on the 4-hour time frame. So not ready to sell off yet. Then gold sold down lower yesterday. Some people are very, very ignorant, guys, with their comments. You have to really understand that the market is not as simple as just saying, okay, long or short. Obviously, I'm here explaining that gold is bullish and there is potential for long opportunities to be taken. However, obviously, guys, the overall ideal setup will always be taken within an area of demand. So now we're inside an area of daily demand, and obviously inside here you can now start looking for those higher probability long plays. Now, I'm not going to explain the entire chart again because you guys know the drill. We're overall bullish, retracement has happened, and now we're just looking to trade it towards a new all-time high. For now, daily fractals remain bullish, so fractal break, retracement, fractal break, retracement, fractal break, and now we're seeing a retracement back in towards demand. Obviously, we're now trading at a near the 0.5 fib, or on top of the 0.5 fib, and now on the 4-hour time frame, what I've seen here is that we've taken out the overall liquidity low, which is positioned, and let me just clean up the chart slightly for you guys, which is positioned underneath this low over here. So this here was demand, a little bit fake demand as there's no real liquidation to push up. We've now liquidated that low itself, and now what you're waiting for is for a new support base to be formed, for our fractal structure shift to happen, and then we start looking for those longs again. That is going to be the higher probability play. So inside of this area of daily demand, that is where I'm looking for longs on gold. So yeah, now just wait for the 4-hour time frame to shift fractal bullish, and then we can wait for those long opportunities once again. In addition to the 25k account that I showed yesterday, guys, obviously those small positions are test positions. Again, use your brains, because people are already sending me messages that I'm trying to scam people. But if you actually use your brains, you can see the time of the trades, and that's obviously just some tests being done. But yeah, thanks again for hating, always appreciated. In the meantime, we're going to go live on YouTube this afternoon, so make sure to be there, and we're doing a 25k prop firm account giveaway, so make sure to bring your best trading view setup. So what I want you guys to do is create a trade breakdown with kind of like explanation text bubbles, and then preferably also proof of you taking the trade, and then the best your trade breakdown will win a 25k challenge. So make sure to be there this afternoon, 2:30 Central Eastern Time, New York Open. Thanks for watching, guys. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Lots of love.